असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Good afternoon. All of you had your lunch? Yes or no? Very good. Life has become so regimented in India too. We all have to run with the time. It's always difficult to keep pace with time. Where time moves with imperceptible speed. Why life has become so regimented? Because today India is no more India. India is 80% westernized. So India of the past was completely different. Where people deliberately kept external life simple so that the inward journey can be had truly. Because our rishis have figured out that you don't have to search for happiness outside. You are by nature bliss. As soul, as Atman, as consciousness, we are perfect, we are complete, we are immortal, we are bliss. Now we have identified with the body and we are seeking happiness and joy through things external. But what our Rishi said that your identification with the body itself is wrong. If you identify with the body, you are bound to become a failure. Because one day we have to part with this. One day death will take this body away from us. That will be a terrible experience for anybody. So before death comes, what you have to do is you have to withdraw yourself from the body. And then you get established in your true self, they said. That is quest for truth, basically. We have given up that quest for truth now. That's why I said India is no more India. So somehow, the last 70 years, we have been reading in our social text that India is a developing country, underdeveloped country. So we need to develop ourselves. How? In the model of the West. Their idea of life is different. I means the body. Providing as much comfort as possible to the body is the goal of life. So in the process, they have invented so many machines, so fine. But still, we have not figured out the exact source of happiness for a human being. Otherwise, we would have been blissed out by now for the kind of invention that we have done in the last 50 years. Never before. The last 10,000 years, such inventions had not happened. In the last 50 years, so many inventions have come. So much of comfort and convenience we have brought into a system. We should have been blissed out all the time. But everybody is a long-faced, morose individual, right? How many joyful faces you say today? The child is also no more joyful, because the child is by nature joyful and bliss. All his joy gets evaporated as soon as you send the child to school, right? There the teachers keep, cramming the child's brain with information, homework, assignment, that's all. All the joy is lost. If you take a survey, if you ask children, how many of you really like to go to school? 90% will say no school, right? 90%. I told you, I think, other day I had a couple here. All India Services officers, their daughter. Swamiji, from childhood, a girl never showed any interest to go to school. You would force her to go to school. Because the parents had no time, actually, practically, to find out the interest of the child, because they are so busy and preoccupied. And they don't know what else to do. Suppose if the child says, I don't want to go to school, how else to engage? How to engage the child? They don't know. So they compel. All others are going, you also have to go to. So she goes to school, but reluctantly. She's a good girl, genius, very intelligent. But somehow the school is very boring to her. But most of the time we do the same thing with children. We compel them to go to school because we don't know how else to engage them. We just leave the child just like that. Just plant one question into the mind of the child. This is creation. There is a creation. And there is a creator. There must be a creator. Find out the creator. How you will find it, I leave it to you. The child would become a yogi. In few years, the child would become a yogi. That is the true potential of human being. But today, nowhere. Other societies, other civilizations, they don't have even idea. So they don't even know that there is something like perfection that can be attained by human being. Buddhahood, basically, You have to rediscover that. It is already there, that Buddhahood in you. We are all tomorrow's Buddhas. But there is no society, practically, there is no country which is consciously going towards that goal or destination. Unconsciously, people will go one day, definitely. Because you are seeking happiness, you understand after some time that this is the way to go, and you will consciously struggle, and one day you will reach it. But that's why we call a human being. Being means what? People are a creature which does everything consciously. What is a being? Everything you do consciously in the sense that you know why you are doing the thing that you are doing. Right? Today, but not many are doing consciously. Everything happens unconsciously, compulsive most of the times. That's why you don't find too many joyful faces in the world, I'm saying. Morning also I had a couple. The problem is now, once basic necessities of life are not satisfied, you don't have food on your plate, the worry is how to provide for myself. Once the basic needs are satisfied, the existential issues will come into the picture. This boredom, ennui, emptiness, right? Unfulfillment. These are the things that are assailing the people of the world today. The existential issues. The solution is only spirituality. You are complete already. You just see, you have identified with this physical body. We all know that what we have inside, right? See, suppose you cut your hair a little and keep it on table, and you won't feel like touching it again once it comes off from your body. Do you? Do you feel like touching it? It has come from your own body, right? See, this body is made up of material, blood, bone, and everything. Develop a little dispassion. Why to identify so intensely with the physical thing? It's nothing auspicious about it. Mind, we all know what kind of thoughts exist, how difficult it is to control. There are so many thoughts which we don't want to have. So many unwanted thoughts are happening. Again, that is not a great thing. Mind is also not inauspicious, in my opinion. So body is totally inauspicious. Parama Mangala. Mind is also inauspicious. We don't know kind of thoughts exist. Let's get separated from these two a little. You are complete. You are Atman. Now the problem is, The complete, the Atman is so hidden and it is so dormant. We are not even aware of the dimension. But does that really exist, Swamiji? What is the proof? You know, every day when you go to sleep, that is the proof. Why you actually, when you ask the question, people, why do we need sleep? People say that we need rest. That's all. Answer is there. We need rest. What is that needs rest exactly? It is the physical body. It doesn't need rest. It's a machine. You can operate it 24 hours, 365 days. Machines, they don't need rest. Body is just a machine. What is that needs rest? It is the mind you say that needs rest. So what is happening in sleep? You know, mind is going back to its source, Atman, and drawing the power, recharging itself and to drive the body for 12 hours. So mind is the mind which drives the body. It can drive the body at the most 12 to 14 hours. Afterwards, it gets exhausted. It says, I have to go back to my source to draw my power, to get charged. And that's why we need to go to sleep. What it proves, the simple process, the body is not self-luminous. It doesn't function on its own. Mind is also not self-luminous because sleep, it has to go and get its charge and energy. So these two are not self-luminous. There must be something else, third, which is operating these two. And that is Atman, that is our real nature. When you develop a little detachment to the body and the mind, the third dimension of our personality, the true dimension of personality, Atman, the immortal dimension of personality, that comes into our experience. Once you bring it into experience, you are complete, you are perfect, you are bliss, you are immortal. That is our real nature. Thank you. This much for today.